Hello learners, welcome back to StoryStream. Today I tell you a story that will help in spoken English. So let's start. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and thick forests, life moved at a slow and steady pace. The villagers lived simple lives, farming their lands and tending to their families. But this village held a secret, one that was known only to the oldest inhabitant, a man named Elias. Elias was a stooped figure with a long, white beard and eyes that had seen 100 winters. He lived alone in a small, weathered cottage at the edge of the village. Despite his age, he was known for his vivid stories and knowledge of the village's past. Children often gathered around his fireplace, mesmerized by tales of ancient times and forgotten heroes. One autumn evening, as the first chill of winter crept into the air, a young girl named Lila knocked on Elias's door. She was new to the village, having moved there with her parents only a month ago. Lila had heard about Elias's stories and was eager to hear one for herself. "Come in, child," Elias beckoned, his voice a raspy whisper. "What brings you to an old man's door on such a cold night?" "I want to hear a story," Lila said, her eyes wide with curiosity. Elias chuckled, the sound like dry leaves rustling. "Very well. Sit by the fire, and I will tell you a story, one that has not been spoken of for many years." Lila settled onto a worn rug near the fireplace, the flames casting flickering shadows on the walls. Elias took a deep breath and began. "Many years ago, this village was different. It was not just a place of farmers and craftsmen, but a haven for musicians. The air was always filled with the sound of melodies, and people came from far and wide to hear the music that flowed like a river through our streets. At the heart of this musical haven was a young woman named Ilara. She was gifted beyond measure, her voice as pure as a mountain spring and her fingers dancing over the strings of her lyre with unparalleled grace. She could make the birds fall silent and the trees sway with her music. But Ilara's gift was not just a talent, it was a responsibility. She held within her a melody, one that was said to have the power to bring peace to the troubled and joy to the sorrowful. This melody was known as the harmony of the heart. Every year, during the harvest festival, Ilara would play this melody, and the village would come together in unity and happiness. But one year, a stranger arrived in the village. He was a tall man, cloaked in dark robes, and his eyes held a mysterious gleam. The stranger approached Ilara and requested to hear the harmony of the heart. She was hesitant, for she had been warned that the melody should not be played for just anyone. But the stranger was persuasive, and eventually, she agreed. As Ilara played, the stranger's eyes grew brighter, and a smile spread across his face. When the last note faded, he stepped forward and offered Ilara a gift, a small, intricately carved box. "This is a token of my gratitude," he said. "But be warned, never open it." Ilara thanked him and took the box, curious but wary. The stranger left, and life in the village continued. But from that day on, Ilara felt a growing unease. She could not shake the feeling that something was amiss. One night, her curiosity overcame her caution, and she opened the box. Inside was a piece of parchment with strange symbols written on it. As she read them, a dark cloud seemed to descend upon her mind. The melody that had once brought joy now eluded her, replaced by dissonant notes that brought only sorrow. Without the harmony of the heart, the village fell into disarray. The music stopped, and people began to argue and fight. Ilara, racked with guilt, withdrew from the world, her once bright spirit dimmed by the darkness she had unleashed. The village elders, seeing the strife that had befallen their home, sought to lift the curse. They journeyed far and wide, seeking wisdom and aid. After many years, They found a sage who told them that the only way to restore the village's harmony was for Alara to find the melody once more from within herself. Alara, now older and wiser, embarked on a journey of self-discovery. She traveled through forests and mountains, meditating and seeking peace. Slowly, she began to heal, and with that healing, the melody started to return to her. One day, as she sat by a tranquil lake, she played the Harmony of the Heart once more. The music flowed effortlessly, pure and beautiful. The dark cloud lifted, and she felt a sense of peace she had not known in years. Alara returned to the village and played the melody during the harvest festival. The people, who had long forgotten their strife, came together once more. The music flowed through the village, bringing joy and unity. And so, the village of harmony was restored, all thanks to Alara's courage and the power of music. From that day on, the harmony of the heart was never forgotten, and the villagers always remembered the lesson that true harmony comes from within. Elias's voice trailed off, and Lila sat in silence, absorbing the story. "Thank you, Elias," she whispered. "That was beautiful." Elias smiled, his eyes twinkling. "Remember, child, the power of music and the importance of harmony. It's a lesson worth keeping close to your heart." Lila nodded, a sense of peace washing over her. As she left Elias's cottage and walked back to her home, she hummed a soft tune, feeling the warmth of the old man's words settle within her. The village, once more, echoed with the sound of a forgotten melody, reminding all who heard it of the enduring power of harmony. The seasons passed, and Lila grew older, her admiration for Elias and his stories deepening with each visit. She shared the tale of Alara and the Harmony of the Heart with her friends, and they would often gather to discuss its meaning. The story had taken root in the village once more, and the old melodies began to echo softly through the streets as children hummed them while they played and adults sang them as they worked. One day, Elias called Lila to his cottage with an air of urgency. When she arrived, she found him sitting by the fire, a weathered journal in his hands. "Lila," he began, his voice heavy with the weight of the years. "There is more to the story of Alara and the Harmony of the Heart than I have told you. You see, I was once a musician, much like Alara, and this journal contains the notes and lyrics of the forgotten melodies that once filled this village." Lila's eyes widened as she took the journal from Elias's trembling hands. "But why give this to me?" she asked. "I'm not a musician." "Not yet," Elias replied with a knowing smile. "But I believe you have the heart and the spirit to revive these melodies. The music of our village is a part of you now, and I trust you to carry it forward." With those words, Elias seemed to pass a torch to Lila. She spent countless hours poring over the journal, deciphering the notes and practicing the melodies on a borrowed lyre. Her fingers stumbled at first, but with time and dedication, they began to dance across the strings with increasing confidence. As Lila practiced, she felt a deep connection to the music, as if the melodies were awakening something within her. The villagers began to notice her progress, and they gathered to listen, encouraged by the echoes of their past coming to life once more. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the village, Lila decided to perform a melody from the journal in the village square. Word spread quickly, and soon the square was filled with people, eager to hear the music that had been absent for so long. Lila took a deep breath, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nerves. She began to play, her fingers moving gracefully over the strings. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, a blend of joy and sorrow that seemed to resonate with the very soul of the village. As she played, Lila felt a strange sensation, as if she were not alone. She glanced up and saw the ghostly figure of a young woman standing beside her, playing a lyre in perfect harmony. It was Alara, her eyes filled with a gentle sadness. The music swelled, filling the air with a powerful energy. The villagers stood in rapt attention, their hearts and minds drawn into the melody. It was as if time had stopped, and they were transported to a place of pure harmony and peace. When the last note faded, the apparition of Alara smiled at Lila, her form shimmering like a mirage before vanishing into the night. The village square erupted in applause, and Lila felt a deep sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Elias, watching from the edge of the crowd, nodded in approval. He knew that Lila had not only revived the forgotten melodies, but had also connected with the spirit of Alara, bringing the harmony of the heart back to the village. But the journey was far from over. With Elias's guidance, Lila continued to explore the depths of the journal, discovering new melodies and stories that had been lost to time. She shared them with the villagers, and they began to embrace their musical heritage with renewed vigor. One day, while practicing a particularly challenging piece, Lila stumbled upon a hidden compartment in the back of the journal. Inside was a map, marked with strange symbols and cryptic notes. Elias examined the map and recognized it as a guide to the ancient ruins of an old temple, said to be the source of the village's musical magic. Determined to uncover the secrets of the temple, Lila and Elias set out on a journey through the dense forest and rugged hills. They faced numerous challenges along the way, from treacherous terrain to wild animals, but their resolve never wavered. After several days of travel, they reached the entrance of the temple, hidden beneath a canopy of vines and moss. The air was thick with an ancient energy, and Lila could feel the presence of the past all around her. Inside the temple, they found intricate carvings and statues depicting musicians and instruments. At the heart of the temple was a grand hall with a raised platform, upon which sat a magnificent lyre, adorned with precious gems and glowing with a faint, ethereal light. Elias approached the lyre with reverence, his eyes filled with awe. "This is the source of the harmony of the heart," he whispered. "The instrument that once brought peace and unity to our village." Lila reached out and touched the lyre, feeling a surge of energy coursing through her. She knew that this instrument held the key to fully restoring the village's harmony. With Elias's guidance, she carefully lifted the lyre and began to play. The music that flowed from the lyre was unlike anything she had ever heard. It was a symphony of emotions, a tapestry of sound that wove together the past and the present. As she played, the temple seemed to come alive, the carvings and statues resonating with the music. Elias watched in wonder, tears streaming down his face. He had spent his entire life searching for a way to bring the village's music back, and now, thanks to Lila, that dream was becoming a reality. When the final note echoed through the temple, a sense of profound peace settled over them. The lyre's glow faded, but the magic it had unleashed remained. They knew that they had unlocked the true power of the harmony of the heart. With the lyre in their possession, Lila and Elias returned to the village. They shared their discovery with the villagers, who welcomed them back with open arms. The music of the lyre became a central part of the village's life, bringing joy and unity to all who heard it. Lila continued to play, her skills growing with each passing day. She became a beacon of hope and inspiration, a living testament to the power of music and the enduring spirit of the village. And though Elias's health began to decline, he found comfort in knowing that the legacy of the harmony of the heart was in good hands. As the years went by, Lila taught the melodies to the next generation, ensuring that the music would never be forgotten again. The village thrived, its people bound together by the harmonious threads of their shared history. And so, the story of Alara, the forgotten melodies, and the harmony of the heart lived on, a timeless reminder that true harmony comes from within and that the power of music can heal even the deepest wounds. In her twilight years, Lila often visited the temple, now a place of pilgrimage for those seeking solace and inspiration. She would sit on the platform and play the lyre, her music echoing through the ancient halls and reaching the hearts of all who listened. One evening, as the sun set and the sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, Lila felt a familiar presence beside her. She turned and saw the ghostly figure of Elara, smiling with approval. "You've done well," Elara whispered, her voice like a gentle breeze. "You've brought harmony back to our village and ensured that our music will never be forgotten." Lila smiled, her heart full of gratitude and peace. She knew that she had fulfilled her purpose and that the legacy of the harmony of the heart would continue to resonate through the ages. As the last rays of sunlight faded, Lila played one final melody, a tribute to Elara and all those who had come before her. The notes soared through the air, carrying with them the spirit of the village and the enduring power of music. And in that moment, Lila felt a profound connection to the past, present, and future, a harmony that transcended time and space. The forgotten melody had been found, and its echoes would live on forever.